Hi, Dragon's Kelp. I see you over there. My mic was muted. It still says it. I don't know. It's weird. Oh my god, you changed your profile picture to a chair. Thank you, Jamie. It's great. How are you sending your... I know. I can't see you, but I know you're there. They're already starting to, so I guess there's that. I know, it's much more pink. I fixed it. Bye. Welcome in, Raiders. As we get started this morning, make sure we do all of the good things so we can get our day going. So... Good morning, Carl. Yep, the slacker is back on, Timmy. It is me. Yep, 34 felonies. We got the point, user. Thank you. I appreciate you. Stop doing that now. All right, good morning, good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast. I appreciate you guys being here today. Make sure we're doing all of the good things. Let's tap that screen up, share the live, do your daily heart me if you have not done so. I do like to hit at least 50,000 likes before we hit the top of the hour. So you guys have about 55 minutes to hit 50,000 likes. I would really love it if we could do that. And then we'll try for another 50,000 in the last hour. Thank you guys. Thank you, Olive Raiders, Egg Raiders, Stone Fruit, Work Wife Raiders for coming in today over here on TikTok. I do appreciate you. I have my 100 goal up here that I have every single day. This is my job. This is what I do for a living. I research this stuff. I present it to you. And I also sometimes, when they're not scared little bitches, have conversations with Trump supporters, with MAGA. And MAGA, you are welcome to request up. But that 100 goal, make sure you are tipping your content creators. The links for the are in my bio. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all in there. Trump supporters, if you do want to call in or request up, remember, I only have conversations based off of factual evidence and not your feelings. So if you say something that you support and you say something as if it is fact, I will ask you to source that fact. You will not give me a press release. You need to understand the difference between primary, secondary, and tertiary source. And I do not want to hear the words, it's common sense, because if it is so common, you could prove it to me very, very easily. Guys, I'm also multi-streaming over here on Twitch and YouTube. You can go over and subscribe, follow, subscribe, get a membership, all of those lovely things. You can send super chats and donations as Jules over there on YouTube. There are bits and things like that over on Twitch. And I see my loyal little friends on Twitch. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. We can get our day started.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. I don't know that I'll get to it today, but I have a couple clips already. That's probably why I want to wait. It's just so much easier for me if I can wait till the next day. There is currently a Senate Judiciary hearing going on right now in regards to Arctic Frost. If you guys don't remember, Arctic Frost was the investigation with Jack Smith and the FBI and the DOJ in 2023 to investigate the fake electors scheme that Donald Trump and people within his cabinet and people within Congress helped to promote, tried to overturn the results in 2020. So there is a Senate Judiciary hearing on that right now. Like I said, I have a few clips on it so far. We might not even get to that, and that's okay if we don't. Then I'll go over it tomorrow because I have a lot of other stuff that we can go through today. Okay. Let's go and start here, I guess. I didn't get a chance to cover it yet, so we will cover what everybody saw in regards to this truth so Robert Mueller passed away, right? Oh, let me get I gotta fix my screen. That's not the screen I want. That one. That's the one I want. Every day I do that. All right. Trump truthed this. Robert Mueller just died. Good. I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. President Donald J. Trump. I mean, besides the fact that it's disgusting, we know this. We know this about him. We know after what he said about Robert Reiner, the things he said after the attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband. I'm pretty sure that we knew how gross he is. Podsave brought up a good point this morning, which is the fact of it's not that we won't. My ass gonna be partying, but it's celebrating somebody's death as if death itself is a punishment when death comes for us all. We will all die someday. That's just the facts of the situation. And what it is, John Lovett described it really well, which is that we are celebrating death as some sort of justice because we are mad at ourselves and mad at the world because we could not get that justice while they were walking around alive. Robert Mueller or Donald Trump felt attacked by Robert Mueller for simply doing his job. Don't forget, it was him and his team that appointed Robert Mueller as special counsel for the Russian collusion investigation. So there's that. You're going to live to infinity. Lenati, I could believe that of you. So we know Trump's a disgusting person, but the whole point is the fact that he is mad because he was not exonerated. And this was made clear specifically during this hearing where Robert Mueller spoke. Who are these representatives or senators? I'm trying to check. These are senators, I believe. I don't want to get it wrong. But in front of Congress, where he says that the president is not exculpated? Exculpated is the word he used, I believe.
Your investigation actually found, quote, multiple acts by the president that were capable of exerting undue influence over law enforcement investigations, including the Russian interference and obstruction investigations. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, Director Mueller, can you explain in plain terms what that finding means so the American people can understand it?
Well, the finding indicates that the president was not exculpated for the acts that he allegedly committed.
So let's look up that word because it's not a word that I've used like often in my life. So let's see how.
One Trump supporter's like, I use this in my daily vocabulary. No, you don't.
No, you don't. So let's look it up. Exculpate. I will admit when I don't know something, I'm perfectly fine with doing that. Exculpated. Show or declare that someone is not guilty of wrongdoing. So Trump was not exculpated. He was not shown or declared to be someone not guilty of wrongdoing. If you think I'm lying about what that interpretation, let's go to the Mueller report itself. I know you guys didn't read it. And we're going to go to page 394 specifically. because it is long. It is 448 pages long, but let's go right here to this conclusion. Again, this is the Mueller report. Because we determined not to make a traditional prosecutorial judgment, we did not draw ultimate conclusions about the president's conduct. Because it is just kind of an unwritten rule that you do not prosecute a sitting president. The evidence we obtained about the president's actions and intent presents difficult issues that would need to be resolved if we were making a traditional prosecutorial judgment. And the reason, again, they're saying that presents difficult issues because he was sitting president at the time. At the same time, if we had confidence, after a thorough investigation of the facts that the president clearly did not commit obstruction of justice, we would so state. So they're saying, even though we can't prosecute a sitting president, we could say that he was completely exonerated. We could say that there was no obstruction of justice on the president's part. We can't say that, and so we're not saying that. Based on the facts and the applicable legal standards, we are unable to reach that judgment. Accordingly, while this report does not conclude that the president committed a crime, it also does not exonerate him. So again, Robert Mueller made a determination after Republicans appointed him as special counsel to investigate it. Donald Trump did not like the outcome, and so he's a disgusting human about what happened to Robert Mueller, who passed away. Let's see. And there goes the goddamn election integrity thing.
Guys, keep booping, sharing, repost, add to story. We're only at 3 shares. Hold the screen down, share it to your best friends.
Bullfrog, how are you today? Bullfrog. Okay. Oh. You took too long. I'm going to restart on TikTok. I'll be right back.
Okay.
They're such sensitive little babies. Didn't even say anything. Okay. All right. Try again. We didn't talk about that. We were talking about Russia. But they don't like that. You just hate anybody who doesn't look like you, Chris. Okay. Interesting. Hi, a wild Yami. I see you. Hi, Seabeard. Did we break it? I don't know. Because, spoke about things, so they get mad. Okay. You guys didn't break it. TikTok is just sensitive. It's going to be hard to cover that judiciary hearing tomorrow. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's going to be hard to cover that. TikTok is going to hate it. Okay. Thank you guys for coming back in. I appreciate it. Yeah, YouTube doesn't care. This is a Trump critique channel, John. We can critique him. Monty, right? I rated myself. Thank you guys for coming back. I do appreciate you. And we will get to the next point, which again is the fact that he is disgusting in way of his comments about Robert Mueller. We will hear from his own former DHS chief of staff in regards to the reason why he quit the Trump administration because of how cruel he was in regards to his comments regarding John McCain. And I can play that in just a moment here. Yeah, they do that, Ari. They do that.
Tell you, it was so unsurprising to see the Robert Mueller thing. The day that I decided to speak out from the Trump administration, to quit that administration, was the day when a mentor of mine from Capitol Hill had died. His name was John McCain. The flags were at half staff around the country. And the president was trying to call us in Australia on the other side of the world to say, not put out a statement in honor of John McCain, but to say, raise the flags back up. I don't care if you agreed with John McCain or disagreed. It didn't matter. Like
Peabody,
Bob Mueller,
I swear
he
to
served
God.
this country in uniform. He was a sitting United States senator. He deserved to be honored with the flags at half-staff. For the president of the United States.
Oh my God. It's not about CNN. You guys are so fucking broken. Teflon, I hope you're proud of your broken sheep brain. It's not about CNN. It's about listening to Miles Taylor, a former DHS chief of staff under the Trump administration, talking about Trump's comments in regards to John McCain and wanting to raise the flags back up.
To be so
Jesus,
petty, so
broken.
small and petty, to tell us to raise the flags back up in an act of active dishonor tells you everything you need to know about that man and his lack of integrity and character. I tell you, it was so.
He's gross, and we know he's gross, and you guys don't care that he's gross because you're also gross, so we're not shocked by that. Let's see if we get, okay. Bring work wife back up, and we'll move on to some airport stuff.
Airport, 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 airport.
Airport? I'm not going to the airport.
I love that show.
I love Bluey so
If
much.
I was a personified character, I would be Muffin.
I need the movie. So bad.
Yes.
It's coming. Okay. So the airports are in fucking chaos. Why? Because Donald Trump is directing the Republicans, and we'll hear from Senator Kennedy later, who admits this, that Donald Trump is making it so there's no compromise, there's no deal. The Democrats have offered to fund, they have proposed bills. I have a montage of Republicans blocking it. So before you say, nuh-uh, I have the facts to back it up. They have proposed bills on the floor over and over and over again to fund TSA, to fund FEMA, to fund CISA, to fund the Coast Guard. All they're saying is we need to have negotiative talks about funding ICE, which ICE still has billions of dollars from the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. So they're saying we will fund everything else, but we need to negotiate on ICE. And Republicans keep saying no. Even though a lot of Republicans are coming out and going, we were ready to take this deal, Donald Trump told us no, and we'll get into that. But it is absolute chaos. So they're going to talk with some travelers because the airports are a fucking mess, and they're going to talk to them. That's why they're going to the airports, because they're still funded. Yep, they still have money. The Democrats did not attach it to the SAVE Act. You would have to show me that, Teflon. Actually, it's the opposite. Now Donald Trump is trying to get them to attach this funding to the SAVE Act. But
what do you make of this ongoing chaos at the airports?
it is wild. Real quick, I'm sorry, but the amount of people, Kevin said stupid to do a partial do it all or shut up. The amount of times you motherfuckers came up and cried about pork in bills, and you hate omnibus bills, and you don't like that things are packaged all together and you would rather them get pulled separately. Why is this getting put in here? You guys are fucking hypocrites. You guys don't actually have principles or scruples. You just glaze Donald Trump's taint. That's it. That's all.
And like, play the video.
Ongoing chaos at the airports.
Listen, I think it's terrible. I think it's, well, I don't want to get political too much here, but I think they should solve this. And what I'm hearing is that there are some proposals on the table to get TSA, do funding for the TSA. Just flew in here and saw a bunch of ICE people down at the baggage claims. Not sure what they're doing at the baggage claims. I don't know if TSA, I don't know why they would be people getting their baggage.
Who do you blame for all this?
Trump. Yeah, I really do. I mean, I've seen what's going on in Minneapolis, and I'm very opposed to some of the tactics of ICE. So I stand with the Democrats on this one.
What about the fact that they're walking around without masks on? Does that help?
No, not at all. And I'm watching downstairs. We all came in. You saw people bracing themselves, like, what the hell's going on here? And there were a lot of people who were taking pictures and sort of watching them. They were just milling around. They weren't even doing anything. I don't know, just sort of chatting. I don't know what their function was.
Right, because they're not helping TSA because they're not trained to help TSA. They're not trained to do baggage, to do the security for you to get through. Like, that's not what they're trained to do at all. So, they're just there. Just 'cause. Hondo, how are you today?
I think Hondos are friendly.
Oh, maybe they didn't mean to request. I'll bring them down. Okay.
Teflon should come up, though.
He won't. He's all over the place. Did you see him? I'm talking about airports, and he is all over the fucking place. They can't stay on one thing. It's okay. It's all right. But here is a caller with C-SPAN. I want you guys to listen, because I don't think you understand how the government functions. If Donald Trump has the mandate he says he has, then Republicans should be able to do this. Why aren't Republicans, again, why are Republicans not funding the specific things that they offered to fund?
It's definitely the Republicans' fault, especially with the, what I want to say about the SAVE Act, though. People got in the red states, they have to realize. Like,
well, let's go back to your initial. Why is it Republicans' fault?
Because they already, they have the power to move. They can move money, like they take money from Social Security.
Dan, it's not, I don't like something, blame Trump. It is blame Trump accordingly. And I will show you again, it's coming. If you can just be a little bit patient. I know that's difficult for you. Hundo, you're okay. Is where Senator Kennedy says that Republicans were like, hey, we have to work together to make this work. Let's do this deal. Let's take the funding for TSA, for FEMA, for CISA, for Coast Guard, and we will work on ICE later. And Donald Trump told them no.
On Social Security, they take money from Social Security and they put it in other places. Well, if ICE has all these...
Yes, Kevin, Congress is to blame. A Congress that is unilaterally controlled by Trump right now.
Billions of dollars from the big, beautiful bill, and you need money for TSA agents and the Coast Guard, then move the money around. Take that money. There's already more than ICE can use. Why do you need more money? And that's the thing. They want more money for ICE. ICE already has more money than they can spend, and they are holding up the Coast Guard and TSA just to get more money for ICE. But ICE has already been funded past whatever. That's what, and they don't want to fund ICE because of the murders of the two people in Minnesota, and they just don't want to even investigate that.
Which is true. There has been no investigation that we know of. Let's see. I'm going to move down here and skip over to where Kennedy says this. Kennedy admits it. Now, after he admits it, he goes on some diatribe about Democrats because he has to, right? That's his job, is to make sure that you guys feel rah, hate the Democrats, whatever, do you? I don't care. Pepperonis. I love your username every time I see it. Thank you so much for subscribing with Prime over there on Twitch. Guys, remember, if you do pay for Prime, you get one free Prime sub a month, and you can use that to subscribe to me over on Twitch. That would be wonderful. And again, remember, I do have memberships on YouTube as well that you can join and send super chats and things like that. It makes it a lot easier with super chats over on YouTube when they get really, really angry for me so that I can see when you're chatting, because I'll miss it a lot of the times. Also, I can't bring it up here for some reason. It's not there. But thank you, Vic, for the sunshine that you sent over there on YouTube. I appreciate you.
Senator Cruz and I came up with a plan. We said, look, it's a two-step process. The Democrats have offered to open up everything but ICE. Ted and I said, okay, let's accept their offer. And then at the same time, we would offer a bill for reconciliation where we don't need any Democratic votes to do whatever we wanted to do with ICE. And that way we're out of the shutdown and DHS is back open. We submitted that, Senator Thune submitted that to President Trump, as is his right. He said no. No.
So again, him, Senator Kennedy, and Senator Ted Cruz got together and said, we will accept the bills and vote for the bills that the Democrats propose to fund TSA, FEMA, CISA, and Coast Guard. And then we will do a reconciliation bill where they do a simple majority, bypass Democratic voting, and just vote in their funding for ICE anyway. And they brought it. They had Senator Thune, who's the majority leader, bring it to Donald Trump, who said no.
Deals with the Democrats. It would have worked. We could have had TSA paid by the end of the week, but the president said no deal. Senator Cruz and I.
The president said no deal. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? Sounds like it was something that would have been beneficial for you guys. I hate when the video doesn't collapse. Okay. Speaking of, let's go to all the times that Republicans objected and blocked the proposal of the funding. Now, if you don't understand congressional speak, it's a pain in the ass. But they have their initial proposals of the bill where you read it out, all the fancy terminology. What they were doing is they have been bringing it back up. So they call it a reconsideration. Reconsideration to have it on the floor. And then the House leader or the Senate leader, it's whoever's sitting in the chair, really. They just designate a person, like, because even in the House, you'll have a lot of the times it's supposed to be Mike Johnson, right? Because he is the Speaker of the House. But if he's not there, if he's busy doing other things, they'll just sit somebody else there to act as leader to do these things. And he will ask, does anybody object? Now you're going to get the montage of all the times Republicans have objected to this funding.
We should fund our Cyber Defense Agency and FEMA and TSA. So I hope my Republican colleagues who also believe, I know they do, that these agencies are important and who have been making the case that they do need funding will join with me today to get this bill passed, while talks on ICE and Border Patrol and much-needed reform and accountability measures can continue. So with that, Mr. President, I ask you now.
That's who they call him. That's what it is, not leader. They call him Mr. President. It's whoever's just kind of like running the mediation in between of who's proposing things on both sides. While I'm sitting here with a pause to explain that, if we could boop that screen, I know I had to hit a quick restart, but if we could get ourselves up to 15,000 likes, in about the next 5 to 10-ish minutes, that would be wonderful. I would really still like to try and get the goal as well as I can. Yeah, whoever is running the quorum. Thank you, Ari. That's a much better description. What do you want? No? What do you want? I'm working.
Hold on.
Okay.
WRE.
Unanimous consent, the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of my bill, which is at the desk.
Oh my God, what? Never. That's why I don't get through my outline, because you bug me. What?
Fun little Chisholm fact. That's why we call the leader of the United States president, because it implies you have no power, you're just presiding. That's why George Washington chose that.
That's true. I do like that little fact, actually. Makes sense.
You like my new profile photo?
Yeah.
Bye,
The
Tism.
bill be considered, read 3 times and passed, and the motion to reconsider be considered, made, and laid upon the table.
Kevin, go ahead and call in and prove to me with facts how I'm wrong about everything. We can talk about it. I would love to have a conversation with you.
That's so broad, though.
Reserving the right to object.
If Republicans are going to insist on shutting down the Department of Homeland Security, they should at the very least join us ensuring that the traveling public does not pay the price. They even implied in their own tweet that they're for funding TSA. So let's see what that's true, because you know what? Tweets are easy. Tweets are easy. Talk is easy. Will they back up what they say with their vote? We're about to find out. So I ask unanimous consent that Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of S 4073, submitted earlier today, and that would fund the TSA, and that the bill be considered a third time and passed, and the motion to reconsider be considered, made, and laid upon the table.
Is there objection? Senator from Ohio is recognized.
Reserving the right to object.
So, Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of S 4074, submitted earlier today, and that would fund CISA, that this bill be considered, read a third time and passed, and the motion to reconsider is considered, made, and laid upon the table.
Is there objection?
Mr. President,
Senator from Kansas is recognized.
reserving the right to object.
Right now, this motion that I will make will allow the Coast Guard to be paid for the rest of the year. If the senator does not object to my motion, then minutes from now, the Coast Guard, the 52,000 people who work for the Coast Guard, will know that we honor their service and that we're going to pay them for the rest of the year. And so here's my motion. I'm going to ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of my bill at the desk that would fund the Coast Guard, that the bill be considered read 3 times and passed, and that the motion to reconsider be considered, made, and laid upon the table.
Is there an objection?
Mr. President.
Senator from Missouri is recognized.
Reserving the right to object.
And they just keep going. I'm going to finish playing it, but I did want to address KC says Trump said he won't sign anything until he signs the SAVE Act, which is interesting. It's true. He did say that. However, he's also wanting them to go forth and vote on $200 billion more for the war in Iran. So which one is it? He's not going to sign anything unless they pass the SAVE Act, or he just wants his things passed. So, and Leo says Dems want immigrants to vote. I'm not even to voting yet. I haven't even gotten
talking about voting.
I haven't even gotten to my section on voting yet. This is literally about funding the fucking TSA. Focus.
Let's pass this common sense bill and reopen FEMA today. Let's get disaster recovery efforts moving forward. We can do both. We can help Californians in need and others across the country. And so, as if in legislative session and notwithstanding Rule 22, on behalf of Senator Padilla and myself, I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of the bill at the desk to make continuing appropriations for the federal emergency management pay and operations in the event of a federal government shutdown and for other purposes, that the bill be considered read 3 times and passed, and the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.
Is there objection?
Mr. President.
Senator from Oklahoma is recognized.
Reserving the right to object.
I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of Calendar 362 S4127, that the bill be considered read a 3rd time and passed, and the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.
Is there objection?
Mr. President.
Senator from Ohio is recognized.
Reserving my right to object.
They won't fund TSA. They won't fund Coast Guard. They won't fund FEMA. They won't fund cybersecurity unless we attach ICE to it.
Caleb, you're fine. I can bring you up in just a minute.
Let's just be adults, continue our negotiation about ICE, and release the hostages. These are American citizens working for the government, working for the public, without a paycheck, and we could solve this right this moment. And so I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of the Murray bill that is at the desk, that the bill could be considered read 3 times and passed, and that the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.
Is there objection?
Mr. President, reserving the right to object.
Senator from Oklahoma.
Mr. President, thank you.
And they objected every single time. Why? Because Donald Trump fucking told them to. That's why. Yeah, you make a good point, Casey. So the only time it's legal to work and not pay someone is when the federal government is your boss. Yeah, apparently. Caleb, how are you today?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you doing this afternoon? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How about yourself?
I am doing well today. Did you vote for Trump?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Can I get your age and what
Did
state
you not?
you voted in?
You voted for Kamala?
Yeah. Can I get your
47
age?
from California.
Okay, cool. Why are you still supporting
She
Trump?
said it. Because I supported him from the beginning. I'm American, and he's the leader of the country.
What
I
are you
wouldn't see
supporting
it
that
fit
he's
to
doing?
Support anybody else. I'm supporting him as the leader of this country.
Did you support Joe Biden
is
as the
America,
leader of this
so
country?
I didn't disrespect him. I just thought he was stupid because he didn't really lead the country.
Sure,
honestly.
but you didn't
He
support.
wasn't out in public doing
Sure,
anything.
but you didn't support his policies, right? Even though he was the leader of the country.
I definitely didn't support him and letting the invasion of people come in. That was the main reason why I didn't.
Sure. Okay, so you like Donald Trump with his immigration policy. How many people did Joe Biden let in?
I like Donald Trump because before he even got into politics. I think he's gangster. He's a real man. He's a leader. He's a hard worker.
Sure.
I mean, nobody works as hard as Donald Trump.
Oh,
to be honest with
really?
you.
Okay, cool. What is he working hard on right
seriously,
now?
the dude works hard as hell.
What is he working hard on right now?
I think he was signing Elvis. He was in Graceland signing Elvis things, as far as I know.
Wow,
last
you
thing.
guys are
I don't know what he's doing right now.
Sure, you don't know what he's doing as the president of the United States for the country
let's keep
now.
it real. I'm sorry. You're right. I don't know what he's doing exactly right now, but I know through the last 5 decades of his personality and his work ethic that he works hard.
What did he campaign on that you supported?
Of course, you already should know that, right?
Well, name one and we can
know
talk
what, the
about
reason
it.
why-
That's what I'm trying to get to. It's been 5 minutes
was
of
the
you
immigration?
glazing his
I'm
taint.
sorry.
You can get hit his DMs later. I don't care. I want to know what about his policy
Well, you asked me why I liked him.
No, I ask why you're
The main
supporting him
one.
for policy, not because you glaze his taint. I don't care. Write it in your diary later. What
I
policy
don't
do
do
you
that. I
support?
don't glaze him like that.
Yeah, you are.
I
You
support
literally
his
are.
strong immigration policy. So let
Okay.
me talk, dude.
Cool.
I said
His
I
strong
support a
immigration.
strong immigration policy.
Which
Wait,
was
let me
what?
finish. Can I go
Which
again?
was what?
And
His strong immigration policy, which is what?
the largest deportation operation in American history.
Oh, really? What are the deportation numbers at? Can you
Yep,
give me proof of it without a press release?
Come on, dude. I don't. You're asking me what the policy was. I gave it to you.
That doesn't mean it's
If you don't
actually
ask me to get the specifics
happening.
on it.
Yeah. How many?
What do
So
you
I
mean it's
asked
not
you
happening?
before. I asked you before, and you didn't answer. How many people did Joe Biden let in?
Do you know
Yeah, actually, I do. But how many do you think he let in?
how many? How many?
No, how many
No,
people
you
do
already
you
know.
think?
So why should I give you an answer? That
So
you know?
you don't know then,
I'm asking you if you already know. Why are you gonna ask me? So you
because
already have the answer,
came
right?
you came up and you initially said Joe Biden let in a bunch of people. How many is a bunch?
Well, I don't want to say he let him in, but he reversed a lot of Donald Trump's policies that
Sure.
allowed him to
Okay.
stay out and remain.
How
in
many
Mexico
were
and other
allowed
things
in?
like that. So he made it a lot easier.
How many were allowed
Well,
in?
it's a very funny. It's a very funny number to really grasp because they had encounters.
Because I'm going to
some
ask
people
you to
went
prove
back,
it,
some
and you have
people
no
stayed
fucking
in.
clue. Because I'm going to ask you to prove it, and you have no fucking
Again,
clue.
because you can't
So
prove
what's
anything
the
because
number?
they have encounters.
So what encounters
I
are?
would say-
What
I
are
would say-
encounters? What is an encounter?
Encounters when a illegal comes to the border,
Oh,
a
really?
non-American comes to the border.
Oh, is it?
I
Is
think
that the
so, right?
only thing it is? An encounter
What do you mean?
encompasses
What-
three
what
things.
else
What are they?
Well, why don't you give me the other two? Because this is.
I know, because you
alleged
guys
cases.
don't
You
know
wanna just-
anything. You
Go
guys do
ahead
not
and
know
educate
shit.
me.
So
Then
tell
just
me you
say
don't
it.
know.
Then say it.
So tell me you don't know.
Okay. You want to hear it? Okay, I don't know. Please
Cool.
educate me.
An encounter
You
is
want
going to
hear
be
that
an
much?
encounter is going to be an apprehension, an inadmissible, or an expulsion.
Okay.
So what does that
So
mean?
now you're cool. I mean, we're not talking about encounters. We're talking about people in the country.
Cool. How many people did Joe Biden
You understand?
allow in the country? You still have not answered that question.
Millions.
Millions. Where's your proof of that?
Millions. Yes.
Where's your proof of that? How many
Millions.
millions?
Well, if you look at I don't know how many millions.
How
I said
many?
millions.
What's your
So
estimate?
it's more than two. I said it's more than two.
How many
Millions is
millions?
two.
What's your
Or
estimate?
more.
You have no
Again,
clue. You've never read
two or
shit.
more.
You just glaze his taint.
You don't even know.
Uneducated
Yes, I do.
fucking
I didn't need to
voter.
read. I saw they said every
Uneducated.
they
Just
said every record.
uneducated.
They said every record for day, week, month for illegal people crossing the border for every
really?
record.
Oh,
Whether
really?
month,
That's
year,
interesting because
month,
CBP.
day.
That's interesting because CBP and DHS don't actually track crossings. So that's really fucking interesting that you would have day, month,
that's what
year
I'm-
because they don't actually track that.
That's-
So where are you getting that information
That's
from?
not true.
Where are you getting
That's
that
not
information
true.
from?
That's
Okay,
not true.
show me where that information
That-
comes from
that's not
for
true.
everyday
DHS.
crossings.
See, this is why I
DHS
didn't
what?
want to get into the
DHS
factical
what?
stuff about
Because
how
you don't
many
know the
people
fact,
were,
the
how many
factical
people were.
stuff.
You know,
the factical
no,
stuff.
you know they let millions of people in. You won't even admit. to
How
them-
many millions?
You won't even admit to they let even
How
2
many
million.
millions?
Let's say 1 million. How about that?
1 million.
2 million. 2 million.
He's not even
How about
here
two?
in good faith.
Oh, I know. It's okay.
No, I'm saying 2 million people.
He can't
How about
embarrass
that? Is that
himself.
okay?
I want to see where DHS tracks daily crossings.
See, so you think nobody came over? Maybe
That's not what I said.
1,000, right?
No, that's not what I said. The
So
president
what do you think
lies
came
about
over?
how
So
many
what do you
came
think
in.
came over?
It's not
Let
that
me
I
ask you a
think.
question. How many came over?
DHS says around 2 to
How
4
many came
million.
Okay. Didn't I say that? I said millions, right?
Sure.
So do you think that we
Donald
should have
Trump
those
says
2 or 4
20 million. Why do you let him
illegally?
lie to you?
Did I say 20 million?
No,
Did
I
say
said
20
Donald.
million?
Are you listening? Donald Trump says 20 million. Why do
Yeah.
you let him lie to you?
I don't let him lie to me. He ain't talking to me. He's talking to the American. He's talking to the people.
Are you not the
But
people?
again, I'm not fooled.
Are you not a part of the people?
I am. I'm part of the people that know. As
So
Donald
he's lying
Trump
to you
lies
too.
and exaggerates.
So he's
That's
lying to
one
you
of the people
too.
I
So
hate.
now again, show
No,
me
he
where.
exaggerates.
Show me
He
where.
said he
show
had
me.
more
He
people than Obama
exaggerates.
at
He
his
lies.
thing.
Show
We
me
already
where.
know how he is.
20 million
Oh,
from
yeah.
2 to
Yeah, he
4
does.
million. 20 million is not an exaggeration. That's a lie.
overstating
I know
shit.
you're gonna
That's
crash out
exaggerated.
now. I know you're gonna crash out now.
exaggerated.
Show me where
I'm
DHS
not
tracks
crashing out, but that's
daily
how it
crossings.
is.
Show me where DHS tracks daily crossings.
Gosh, now I gotta go. Now you gotta make me actually go on the computer and do this
I
shit.
know.
Seriously?
I know that's tough, huh? Show me where
It's crazy.
DHS tracks
Because
daily
the bad
crossings.
part is that you're not in good faith because you know they were crossing every day.
Show me where
You're not.
DHS
And let me tell you this.
tracks
I'll tell you
daily
this, okay?
crossings. You don't need to tell me shit, except for where DHS tracks daily numbers of crossings.
Can I prove it to you? I will prove this to you.
Give me the facts,
In
then.
the new bill that Kamala Harris...
Give me the facts. Show me where DHS, you said DHS, show me where they track daily crossings, where those numbers are.
Hear me. You don't let me listen. I'm trying to tell you what the situation was.
I don't let you listen.
Bill.
I don't
Oh
control
my
your
God.
ears, baby boy. It's okay. Show me where DHS tracks daily crossings. That would have nothing to do with Kamala Harris. You would show me a DHS website with a title
You're not even
to
listening
show
to
me
me.
where daily
What
crossings
I'm going to
are.
prove to you is that...
You are trying to gish gallop
What I'm
and
gonna prove
pivot
to you is
because
that-
I am asking you to show me the DHS
Because
page.
I don't have the damn numbers in front of... You
Go
want me to
find
pull up
it.
some paperwork that could
Teacup
be
and go
lying.
find
I
it.
don't
Teacup
need
and
that.
go find it.
See, that's
Teacup
the
and go
stupidness.
find it. Teacup and go find it. Guys, remember,
Prove it
it
to you
is
right
1-0
now. I'll
within
prove
my
it to you.
pay links or a
They were
swan to
trying to
get
let
rid of a
5
guest you no
people-
longer
they
want to
were-
listen
they
to
were
anymore.
literally- they
Who's
made a law
crashing
to
out
literally make up to
because I
5
am
people
asking
come
him
in
to find a claim he made.
crashing out?
Proof of a claim he made to find me where DHS tracks daily crossing numbers. He said every day, every week, every month, every year they tracked it. I want to see that.
I'm trying to prove it to you.
Give me a website.
Okay,
I don't
in
want
the
to
bill,
hear
they only
Kamala
allow
Harris come
5,000
out of your
people-
mouth. I don't want to hear
people per
Biden
day
come
in the
out of
bill.
your.
They made a bill that said 5,000
Did that bill pass? Did that bill pass? Did that bill pass? Did that bill pass?
Exactly, because they were letting even more.
Did that
They were
bill
letting even more
pass?
people in.
So
That's
show
the
me
sad
that.
part.
Show
No,
me
hell
that.
no.
Show me.
Why would they even
Show
let-
me
why
where it
would
was
they even let
more.
5,000
Show me
people
where
in a
it was
day?
more. Show me where it was more, you fucking moron. Admit that you made that shit up and we can move on and talk about the
5,000
bill
not
that you
enough.
didn't read. The bill that you
5,000 not
didn't
enough.
read that you know the fucking number of. Show me.
5,000 not enough.
Show me. Show me. Show me that it was
5,000 not enough.
5,000. Show me it was 5,000. Show me it was 5,000.
Oh God! Now. See, this is the dumb shit. I gotta go, man. 'Cause you think
DHS.
I'm just lying about everything. I gotta go.
DHS.
Are you running? Are you gonna
You
run?
run,
Are you
you
gonna run
coward?
now?
I'm not
DHS.
running, but she's trying
You
to-
are
she's trying to
running.
deny That bill
DHS.
is
No,
5,000
you're not
people
listening.
I'm
in
not
it.
denying that.
It
We're
said
not even
that
talking
fucking
about
bill,
the bill.
they knew over
We will
5,000.
move on to the bill. We will move on to the bill when you
I'm
have
gonna
shown
prove
me
it.
or conceded that
1,000
DHS tracks daily crossings. Then we can talk about the bill that you don't know the name of. I would love to do that.
So,
but
wait,
first
you're
you
telling
need to
me-
no.
wait.
No. First you need to show me that DHS tracks daily crossings, or you need to concede that they don't. Then we can move on to the bill. I have no problem talking about the 5,000 rollover. We can talk about that.
Do you know? So okay, at least you know.
Cool, I do know. We'll talk about that when you either concede or give me the proof of DHS.
I'll ask you. If you already.
Friendly reminder, guys, 1-0 is a part of that capitalism or a swan, but I suggest that we do the 1-0 before we drop that swan.
Yeah, Jason, I can
Links
do that.
in bio.
Jason sent me 10 like last week that I've been holding on to.
Ah.
So, W Jason, for the kick of that. I don't know, actually. I dispute the fact that DHS tracks daily crossing numbers. I dispute that. The bill you're talking about is HR 2, which was a bipartisan bill. You don't know what the fuck it is. You didn't read it. There were actually 3 or 4, Audie, right? Separate bills that were put into place in regards to immigration. Donald Trump said, don't vote on it. I need to run on it. So,
I mean, that was his whole MO, even when it came down to the Langford bill.
But again, I would have had no problem talking about that. But you would need to either prove to me that DHS tracks daily crossings or concede that they don't. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't even crossings in the HR2. I think it was encounters.
It was encounters. Because you know what we don't track?
Crossing. Encounters.
Guys, make sure we're still doing all the wonderful things and stuff like that. I know Jason did have that save way back then, but guys, come on, let's run these up. Let's keep doing all the good things. There's 124 people in here. Let's stay engaged and show the algo that we want everyone to come in here. Nowhere else. Here.
Juicy Juice Godfrey, Juicy Juice Godfrey, thank you for the dollar train, choo-choo. The $1 train to bring us down to 99. You said for kick. $1 I wish was enough for a kick and enough for me to pay the bills, but it's not. But I do appreciate your dollar train, Juicy Juice Godfrey. You're always reliable and supporting with the dollar trains, and I always appreciate that, so thank you. All right. That was all the times they blocked it. So here is Donald Trump actually telling them not to make a deal on anything. This was at a round table on the 23rd, actually. Will you load, please? Okay, thank you.
and we got to do something about it all.
Apologize for the audio. It's awful.
And it's part of Homeland Security. And I'm suggesting strongly to the Republican Party, don't make any deal on anything. The most important thing we can have is what's called the Save America Act. Don't make any deal on anything unless you include voter ID.
Oh, so it's not the Democrats including the SAVE Act. It's Donald Trump saying that we should not pass any funding. Fuck TSA, fuck the Coast Guard, fuck CISA, fuck FEMA, people who are working right now without a check, because he wants to include the SAVE Act. Got it.
And you have to be a citizen to vote. You have to show citizenship to vote. Very easy to do. It's very insulting when they say people can't do it because they don't know how to do it. Anybody that can't do it, I think it's a very insulting thing to say.
We'll get into that portion of it later. I do have stuff on voting later. We can talk about it. But Steve Bannon was talking about the fact, because I showed it before. There was a clip of Steve Bannon talking about the idea of putting ICE in front of polling places, which would be unconstitutional because it would be voter intimidation. And now he's going to talk about the fact that after ICE was told to go and be at the airports, that this is a test run. ICE being at the airports is a test run for them being at the polling stations.
One question I want the mainstream media's head to blow up today. We can use what's happening with these ICE helping out at the airports. We can use this as a test run, as a test case to really perfect ICE's involvement in the 2026 midterm election, sir?
Yeah, I think we should have ICE agents at the polling places, because if you're an illegal alien, you can't vote, right? It's against the law. It's a federal crime for you to vote in federal elections. And
Correct. We know that. It should stay that way. Cool.
so if you're an American citizen, you should be happy that ICE is there, because you're not going to have illegal aliens canceling out your vote.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works, because unless that ICE agent is in the booth with you checking your ID, which you can't do, it's not their purview, you shouldn't be doing that. But that's what they want, is voter intimidation, so that people who are U.S. citizens but might look brown are scared to go out and vote. This is all voter suppression is. That's what the SAVE Act is. It is not about making elections more secure, and we will, again, talk about that, because we have talked about multiple times that the fraud rate is not anything that would even swing a local election, let alone a federal. It's not good that the fraud exists, but you will never get rid of the fraud 100%. You try to mitigate it as best you can, but as of right now, I'm watching the screen, Audie. It is like 0.0001% fraud rate in our elections. And so there's no reason to make this harder. All this does is that people will choose not to vote. Oh my God. It's so cute. No, it always goes over Trump's face. Thank you, Audie. I appreciate you guys. Also, don't forget, I moved down. Okay. We're at 39,000 likes. I appreciate you guys. You guys are working really, really hard. We might actually hit that 50 before we hit the top of the hour, which would be great. But you guys are working really hard on that after that restart. I moved down in my gift gallery. So if you guys go to my profile and hit D1 gift gallery and try to complete those for me for the week, that would be great. I would appreciate it. Because I moved down. I used to be at a C5. Now I'm at a D1. We're just not hitting those goals. It's just not happening. And I need you guys to help me hit those goals. It's how I get on the algorithm. It's how I'm able to do this every single day. And so I appreciate if you guys would. But we have also James Comer saying the reason why he loves ICE at airports, not to help out TSA, who's currently not being paid. No. It's to do the thing that you guys do, because you guys are a bunch of crybaby sheep who don't actually care about policy, as we proved with the last guest, who didn't care about policy enough to be able to prove anything that he said. You care about owning the libs.
I think it's terrible what's happening. I'm glad the president's put ICE in there for a multitude of reasons. That'll drive the Democrats crazy. But at the end of the day, somebody's got to step up and ensure that our air travel continues, or you're going to see even further damage to our economy, which, again, in my opinion, is what the Democrats want.
To drive the Dems crazy. And somebody needs to step up, which, by the way, is shitting on the myriad of TSA workers that are working every single day but not getting paid. Like, how fucking dare you? He's a piece of shit. But then also this one, which is a little bit of a Kind of a funny, I guess. It was interesting to me that the Republicans have conceded on ICE and masks, but they won't concede on it to get the funding put forward. Because when it came to ICE wearing masks in the street, it is a huge issue for Republicans. They need to. It's for their safety, because they're like babies, even though we federally pay them. It's my fucking tax money that pays them. But for some reason, when they're in airports, they don't have to. They don't wear masks. We're not as worried about their safety inside of the airports where a lot more people can see them, which is interesting. So I guess if you guys are willing to concede on them acting as such in airports, they should subsequently act as such in the streets. So then, yeah, we should get together and finish out that funding, right?
Do is to fund the aspects of the Department of Homeland Security.
This is Dick Durbin talking about that fact.
That are not ICE. That has been our proposal 10 times on the floor of the Senate, and the Republicans have rejected it every time. I think now they may be open to it.
Is there any concern in your party, you think, that Democrats aren't really securing enough in that compromise?
Well, wait until you see the final list of things that they agree.
Kevin, I dropped you because I had a kick from capitalism, and you got dropped because you couldn't give me what I asked you for. I told you guys this at the beginning. I will tell you again. If you are going to have conversations with me, I'm going to ask you to source your claims. You need to know the difference between a primary, a secondary, and a tertiary source. You need to not give me press releases where people just say things. So when you make the claim that they have a daily tracker, DHS does, of daily, weekly, monthly, yearly crossings, I expect you to find that for me. And if you were unwilling to find it for me or you can't, I expect you to concede. Then you and I could have talked about H.R. 2, which you probably didn't know that that's the number you were talking about, of the 4 bills that were proposed during that period of time in regards to immigration. I asked you to do that. You refused and wanted to try to move on to H.R. 2 because you knew that you were full of shit. Cry harder.
At the White House level, we're still.
Fox does. Fox does. Fox has a daily crossing counter. Where are they sourcing that from, Kevin?
Waiting on it. We're waiting for specific language as well.
Well, when can you expect to get that language?
Well, it should have been yesterday, but I hope it's today.
Senators, taking their masks off remain a red line issue for Democrats?
Well, it's interesting. Now they want to put the ICE agents into the airports, but they won't be wearing masks. Wait a minute. They argued before that the ICE agents on the street were vulnerable to doxing and other things, but in the airports they're not. There's an inconsistency there. My state troopers in Illinois don't wear a mask. They enforce the law every single day, and they do it without a mask, and I think that that is the right way to go.
What about this idea that Republicans might put the SAVE Act and more funding for ICE in budget reconciliation?
I'm telling you, the SAVE Act is not going to pass currently. They have to change the rules of the Senate for that to happen. Okay?
Thank you.
You don't have the votes. You don't have the votes. Ha 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 ha. Anyway. Just some Hamilton for y'all. Okay.
Y'all just got over to 50K likes. You guys. Let's keep
you guys.
Forward. By the way, links are in the bio to help knock down that 99 goal. Make sure you guys keep doing it. Make sure you guys are staying engaged and do all the wonderful things.
Your guys' partners will thank you for your work. With your fingers, I promise you that they will. I played this yesterday, but we're going to go through it today because it goes in line with the outline. Which is that this is Donald Trump yesterday saying that yesterday was the first time he's heard that he was told that the United States is the only country that does mail-in voting.
Or voter ID. Can you imagine? We're the only country that doesn't do voter ID. Every country does.
Also, that's not true.
Voter ID. You know, brought to my attention today that we're the only country that does mail-in voting. Mail-in voting means mail-in cheating. I call it mail-in.
Well, we know that the first part of your statement isn't true because you had talked about it previously, specifically when Putin came and apparently brought it to your attention that we're the only country that does mail-in voting. Again, not true. Chris, I'm getting to that, I promise you. Not true. And we're also not the only country that does mail-in voting. He did vote by mail in the 2024 election, and then we will talk about yesterday and today.
Cheating. And we got to do something about it all, and it's part of Homeland Security. And I'm suggesting strongly to the Republican Party, don't make any deal on anything. The most important thing we can have is what's called the Save America Act. Don't or vote.
Which is interesting because SpaghettiOs. Trump casts a mail ballot again in Florida, even as he calls the method cheating. The president cast a mail ballot in an upcoming Florida special election, according to county records. So President Donald Trump cast a mail ballot in an upcoming Florida special election, according to Palm Beach County records, as he publicly condemns the voting method as fraudulent. So does he like mail-in voting or not? Mail-in voting means mail-in cheating. I call it mail-in cheating, and we've got to do something about it all, Trump said on Monday. Public records indicate his mail ballot was received and counted by election officials in Palm Beach County, where he is registered to vote, though the records don't detail how it was delivered to election officials. Don't know if you know, mail-in voting, you can either mail it in by a certain time, or you can drop it off to a drop box. So what ends up happening with me here in Colorado is I don't get it in the mail in time, and I just go and drop it off at an official box. It's usually at like a county office. It's a familiar refrain and action from Trump. Yeah, he's cheating, Eli. That's what that means. Who has often criticized mail voting as rife with fraud without proof. He has used such rhetoric to push a massive elections overhaul bill in Congress called the Save America Act. The bill wouldn't end mail voting, as he has suggested in public comments. As President Trump has said, the Save America Act has common sense exceptions for Americans to use mail-in ballots for illness, disability, military, or travel, but universal mail-in voting should not be allowed because it's highly susceptible to fraud. Again, I'm waiting on that proof. As everyone knows, the president is a resident of Palm Beach and participates in Florida elections, but he obviously primarily lives at the White House in Washington, D.C. This is a non-story, White House spokeswoman Olivia Wales said in a statement. Trump was in Palm Beach over the weekend. Early voting ran through Sunday. This isn't the first time Trump has voted by mail while condemning the method. He did so in 2022. At that time, NBC News asked Trump how he reconciled his criticism of mail-in voting with the fact that he voted by mail. You know why I voted? Because I happen to be in the White House and I won't be able to go to Florida and vote, he said. There's a big difference between somebody who's out of state and does a ballot and everything is sealed and certified and everything else, he said then, before he claimed without evidence that thousands and thousands of people were signing ballots fraudulently in their living rooms. I think mail-in voting is a terrible thing. I think if you vote, you should go. Except he doesn't. NPR reported at the time that his ballot was hand-delivered by a third party. Trump blamed the expansion of mail-in voting during the pandemic in 2020 for his loss in his second presidential bid, though there is no evidence of widespread voter fraud in American elections. Since then, mail has been at the center of Trump's repeated false claims about election security. In his State of the Union address this year, Trump called for no more crooked mail-in ballots and said cheating is rampant in our elections. Again, without proof. If you guys have proof of that, I would love to see it. Your own right-wing organizations disagree with you. Mail-in ballots are verified in different ways depending on the state, often by checking voters' signatures against their voter registrations. Trump made his comments Monday as he touted the Save America Act, which would add voter ID and documentary proof of citizenship requirements to federal elections nationwide. Trump says he won't sign any bill until it reaches his desk, but the measure is stalled in the Senate where it lacks the requisite 60 votes to pass under the current rules. Trump has suggested the Save America Act would end mail-in voting, which is not true. The proposed law would make mail voting more complicated. Voters would have to photocopy their photo IDs to submit alongside their ballots, but it wouldn't end the practice. In his remarks Monday in Memphis, Tennessee, Trump also reiterated a false claim that he has made before, saying it was brought to my attention today, what I just played, that we're the only country that does mail-in voting. Voters cast ballot through the mail in at least 32 countries, according to tracking by a Swedish organization, the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance, which says it supports democracy worldwide. Florida has a slate of state legislative elections Tuesday to fill a vacant seat, including in the state House district that includes Mar-a-Lago. Trump carried the district by about 11 percentage points in 2024 presidential race, according to the Down Ballot, a left-leaning political site that tracks partisan change in state special elections. Trump endorsed Republican John Maples in the race and encouraged people to get out and vote on Truth Social this month. Maples faces Democrat Emily Gregory. Since Trump began his second term, Democrats have flipped 9 state legislative seats around the country in special elections, in addition to gains they made in regularly scheduled legislative elections in New Jersey and Virginia last year. So why do you guys, again, why do you let him lie to you? Why do you let him lie to you? He keeps saying that there's all this problem with mail-in voting as he uses mail-in voting, right? It's wild to me that you guys allow that shit. Because you're stupid, but whatever. Let me go through some messages real quick. Sam, thank you for the 567. Math is woke. Here's a math for you. I'll do the math right now, because why? Why would you do this? It's not math for me. I just use the calculator. I'm not ashamed to admit that. It's fine. I am for the arts. I was not made for this. For that. And then thank you to, gotta bring it up. Oh my God. Let me read it. Thank you for the $5 from Scotty over on the PayPal. Just because I did it on Olive's Live, $5 to mute hubby for the day, just in case. Laugh aloud. It's up to you. Thank you. I can just fuck with him. We do like fucking with my husband. So thank you for that. I appreciate your guys' support. Oh my gosh, there's a thick in the box.
I have a fun fact. It's directly related to the Save Act that you were talking about. Did you know, did anybody else here know, that in the NDAA that was signed into law last year, on December 18th of this year, we will have automatic selective service registration in this country, which means you're just automatically signed up for the draft.
Yeah.
Fun fact, for this automated selective service sign up, you would think, well, I need a birth certificate or I need a passport. Nope, you don't need any of that, because the federal government knows whether or not you're a citizen. So I'm confused as to how the federal government doesn't know whether or not you're a citizen when you go to fucking vote.
They already know. It's a non-issue. They don't even care about it. They're just pretending because they're not doing anything.
Someone please square this circle for me.
I wish they would, but they won't. Audrey is asking if you can send her stuff.
It's in the NDAA. It's like it goes into law, like it becomes law, like as far as the automatic registration, December 18th of this year.
Oh my God. It's ridiculous. Well, thank you, Thick, for the piece of information.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you.
I'm gonna go back to the comments now.
And eat your foods. Thick is doing food ASMR. Speaking of idiots who don't know anything, here's Mike Lee talking to Maria Bartiromo about fraudulent voting. And Bartiromo's going to ask him, how many people do you estimate voted in 2020 and 2024 that weren't legal? He's going to have an answer for that, right? Because it's so widespread, according to you guys. It's something that we have to fix, according to you guys. Amber, thank you for the 33 cents. Amber said, ew, change. Thank you. I hate it too. You're absolutely right. But what we're going to do, because I hate that number, we don't do that number on here, is we're going to do this. Okay. 87 plus 1 is what is left on my goal. If you guys could work on that, I would appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the continued support and for hitting, Jesus Christ, you guys hit 72,000 likes already. You guys are fucking rocking it on the likes. I appreciate you guys so much. And then I have also, thank you for the $5 super chat over on YouTube. Thank you, Vic. Keep up the good work exposing their hypocrisy with facts and evidence. That is what we try to do every day. Thank you so much for supporting and being here. I appreciate you.
Senator, how big of an issue do you think this really is in terms of secure elections? For example, how many people do you estimate voted in 2020 and in 2024 that were not legal?
I don't know those numbers, but what I do believe is.
Why don't you know those numbers? If it's such a problem, if it's so widespread of a problem, why don't you do that? But he's going to tell us what he believes. His fifis. It's fine. It's fine. His fifis are going to guide the way.
Is that there are at least tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands, by the time all the research is done.
Hundreds of thousands by the time all the research is done. We have research. It doesn't say that. HT. One is too many. One is too many numbers. Don't matter. I agree with you. One person voting fraudulently, whether they are a U.S. citizen who votes fraudulently, because I don't know if you know they can do that, or a non-citizen who attempts to vote, which is also fraudulent. I agree. One is too many. The problem is I live in reality where I know that criminals are going to criminals, fraudsters are going to fraud, and you will never get it down to 0% fraud within the election system. But what we do know is it is pretty much there. The rate of fraud within our election system is like 0.0001%. It is so minute. It is so tiny. It is not affecting elections, which means what? Our election system is working. It's working.
Of people who have registered to vote in elections in one state or another, and regardless of how many of those have voted in the past, we have to remember that there are 30 million plus non-citizens in this country, 10 or 15 million of whom came into this country illegally between 2021 and 2020.
So now he's lying about things. Okay. He said 30 million non-citizens in the country. A non-citizen is not an illegal, undocumented, or unauthorized immigrant. Non-citizens are green card holders. They have legal status. So now he is playing word games with you because you are not smart enough to know that. Non-citizens who still can't vote are not illegal. So then him saying that 15 million of that at visas, yes, Ari, I just was doing green card because it's the easiest. But him saying that half of that is illegal is not true.
24 alone. So regardless of how many may have voted in the past, what you have to look for is how many have registered and how many could register if we...
How many have registered? Do you have those numbers, Mike? How many have registered? Can you tell me?
We don't close this gap because, Maria, all you have to do right now, if you're a non-citizen, legal or not legal, go into a DMV in almost any state, fill out a driver's license application form, and then check a box and sign your name saying that you are certified to, you are legally allowed to vote in the United States, and all of a sudden, you are a registered voter.
And that's fraud. And those people who get caught for that should go to jail. And they do. And the amount of people who do that is such a small amount, it's not affecting elections. They are fear-mongering you about shit that's not real. Shit that's not affecting the voting. If you lose, you lost. Because you lost. Because of your messaging, because of your platform. And that's on both sides. The Democrats have shitty messaging. But the Republicans right now are worse. Jason, thank you for the $1. He said, make it 87 because ew. Absolutely, I will do that because ew is right. 87. And then thank you. Let me get to Nick for the $2. I'll call it a tutu twain. Thank you so much, Choo Choo, for 286 the president. You know, that's, yeah, why not? Give it time. He's an old man. It's okay. And then here we have Chip Roy, who is a fierce Donald Trump proponent, like fierce. Wasn't he the only one who did not vote for the discharge petition, I think? So for the Epstein files release, Chip Roy was the only one on the Republican side who voted against the discharge petition to release the files in the House of Representatives. He is a fierce Trump loyalist. That man gobbles Trump's nuts like no other. And he is a proponent of the Save America Act. It happens. I've seen it. Dan, you've seen fraudulent voting? Did you turn it in? Okay. And Chip Roy here is going to talk about, this is a private Zoom call that he was having, where he talks about the fact that he doesn't want to talk about the issues in regards to the SAVE Act because he doesn't want to bring light to them. He doesn't want to, he says the word elevate them, but he says, I do not want to elevate the issues that people are talking about with the SAVE Act. But, and he goes into talking about how his chief of staff, because of Virginia adopted Real ID. Even though federally they were all supposed to adopt it by a certain point, there was a deadline. I can't remember the deadline. All states were supposed to adopt Real ID. They haven't. Funding, slow, whatever, just they have not. Virginia has adopted Real ID. And so he's going to give us a story about how his chief of staff had to jump through hoops just to get a Real ID, and how that's a problem. And he doesn't want to highlight that because it shows how the Save America Act is a problem, which is even worse because a Real ID is not enough under the SAVE Act for you to get to be registered to vote. A Real ID is not enough. Why? Because non-citizens who have status can also get Real IDs. Why? Because some Real IDs don't state what if you're a U.S. citizen or not. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Aaron Scales, 11/20/1992, Donald Trump.
I asked for your age, your state, and who you voted for. I got who you voted for.
Oh, state. I'm sorry. I thought you said date of birth, like date.
No.
The state is Texas, and my age is 32.
Okay, cool. Sorry. No, I'm not trying to get you to dox yourself. That is not my goal here. Just, why are you still supporting Trump?
Trump is keeping us safe. He keeps the borders shut. He actually put into position. He put into position Tom Homan, which actually has a proven record of keeping stringent laws and enforcing the laws.
What's Tom Homan's position in the administration right now?
Is he not the border czar?
That's not a real position, so what is his job?
Okay, so then Kamala Harris wasn't the border czar?
No, she was never made such. Biden never appointed her as that.
That was an official position that she was. She was the border czar.
Prove
Tom
that to
Homan
me.
was also the border czar
Prove
for
that to
years.
me.
She said, by her own words, she said she is
Show
the
me her
border czar.
words.
She was
I would
the
love to
border
see
czar.
that. Show me her words.
She was the appointed border czar.
She
How
was
can
not.
I show you on a phone? How can I show you on a
Oh,
phone?
you don't know how to put me on speaker and go to Google and find me a title of a video where she herself claims to be the border czar?
Okay. 1 second.
Cool. Make stupid claims, win stupid prizes.
You should have asked him for his credit card number.
I know, and his social security number, and his mother's maiden name.
Money. You could have made money.
Speaking of fraud.
Trisha. Guys, keep booping, do all the wonderful things. Make sure we are knocking out these goals.
Guys, don't forget my gift gallery. I would appreciate it. I think we still have some of the smaller ones left, like the perfume bottle. I need one person to do 3 perfumes, one person to do 3 donuts, and we can move on to some of the, I know, little pricier ones that are difficult, but if we could help out with that, that'd be great. Thank you, Trisha.
You sleep? Oh, no. Come here, look, all the kitties. They're all over the bed.
You're not going to find it because it doesn't exist. She didn't say it.
Thank you, Trisha.
Okay, I'll concede the fact. She wasn't officially the border czar, but she was given the authority to, let me see right here.
What was she appointed to do? She was appointed to do something in regards to immigration, but what was it?
Political monitoring, considered technically inaccurate, although the accurately reflect. Okay, she wasn't officially the border czar,
Because
but
it's not because, hold on, real quick, because that is not a position within our government. It is just a colloquial title given to somebody. It is not an official job position in our government. But continue.
Okay, but it accurately reflects that the tasks that she was given.
What was her task?
On our border, which was to secure them, to
No,
make sure that
that's
they
not
are
the job she
secure.
was given.
No?
Nope.
What was the job that she was given?
So Biden appointed her the task of rooting out the cause, or finding the root cause of migration. We had a lot of people coming from three particular countries. It's called the Northern Triangle. That is, oh my God, I always forget them. Honduras, El Salvador, and Venezuela. That is the Northern Triangle countries. We had a lot of immigrants coming from there. Her job was to find out why they were coming and to try and get something done about that. Not secure it, but get something done about that.
Oh, okay. So what done? What would you say her job was to get done about it? Just to find out about it, or to actually do something about it, like the border czar is?
So and she did. She did get something
borders.
done.
You're right. She opened the borders.
I know you're going to crash out now because we're talking about something that's rough for you.
What
she did is she ensured what she did is she secured from these three countries. Private corporations within these countries actually gave us billions of dollars for border wall technology, and they also invested in companies in their own countries so that the immigrants would not leave. She specifically did this and spoke about it in that famous quote she did where she said, "Do not come," and she told them not to come to the border. Tom Homan's job, Tom Homan is not
incentives to come across the border, and then made it very easy. And then made it very easy and gave them incentives to come across the border, right?
How so?
Well, I mean, look at Somalians in Minnesota.
They're legal immigrants.
Look at El Salvadorians here in America who have been murdering our citizens, our U.S. citizens who are born here.
No, that's not what I asked you. I asked you to show me. No, I asked you to show me where the Biden administration, specifically through Congress, through any kind of exegutive order, made it easier. Hold on. I know it's rough. I know it's tough. I know it's tough to ask real questions. I know. Show me where the administration made it easier for them to come over, and show me what the incentives were that they offered.
You can see the result in how many illegal
I don't care about the result. The result doesn't prove. The result does not prove the cause. I know.
By the way,
honey, the result does not prove the cause. The result does not prove the cause. So you need to show me that they made it easier for people to come over unvetted, and you need to show me what the incentives they were given to do so.
How did they have the largest numbers of unvetted people coming into our country then?
How many came over?
Millions.
How many millions?
From estimates, 30 million people.
Where are you getting that from?
From all reports, including the liberal side.
Incorrect. Show me a liberal who says 30 million.
CNN.
CNN
Go
says
to CNN.
30. CNN. I'm typing in CNN. What?
CNN about the border. How many people have flooded into America?
How many?
Go on to CNN.
CNN. How many people? No, what's the title? They did not. Because guess what? DHS and CBP don't say that. DHS and CBP don't say that. DHS and CBP don't say that. So can you give me a title from a CNN article that says it was 30 million? I would love to see where they said that and what they sourced, because they would be a secondary source. I would like to see the primary source, because DHS and CBP do not say 30 million. Thank you, Blue. Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras are the triangle countries. I was incorrect. I had Venezuela in there. Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. Thank you for correcting me. And thank you, Trademark, for hitting out some of my gift gallery. I appreciate you so much for that, guys. W Trademark in the chat, please, for hitting stuff in my gift
million nationwide encounters.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Your mic's kind of muffled. Will you repeat that for me?
10.8 million nationwide encounters, including over 8.7 billion.
That's encounters.
No.
What? Okay, cool. Let's do this then.
2024.
Oh God, what is an encounter? Let me pull it up.
It could be either right at the border or any type of border crossing. Really, it could be any type of border crossing.
No, what is CBP? An encounter encompasses three things. What are they? I'm on CBP's website to tell you what it is.
Well, go ahead and tell me what it is, man.
Cool, because I know you don't know. It refers to inadmissibles individuals encountered at ports of entry who are seeking lawful admission to the United States but are determined to be inadmissible. So again, not allowed in. Expulsions refers to individuals encountered by USBP and OFO and expelled. So again, kicked out. Apprehensions, Office of Field Operations.
What about the gotaways? Read about the gotaways.
How do we estimate? Okay, so that's not encounters then. How do we estimate gotaways?
Well, I'm just reading what you're reading.
How do we estimate gotaways? Gotaways are not on. Gotaways are not. Gotaways are not on the encounters website. They're not going to be on the encounters page. Encounters. Look. No gotaways. No gotaways. Nope. Show me gotaways. Nope. Now we're going to go to gotaways. You want to run away to gotaways? Show me how. How do we estimate? How do we estimate?
1.5 million people called gotaways.
How do we estimate gotaways?
After we have successfully found
not 30 million then.
Them.
So not 30 million, right? 1.5 million gotaways?
Okay, right. So
not 30 million.
Okay, you're right now.
Okay.
3.2 million. 3.2
Where are you getting
million
that now?
from the southern border alone.
Where are you getting
3.2 million from the southern border alone.
Sure, where are you getting that from?
That's inadmissibles and gotaway numbers. That's inadmissibles and gotaway numbers. People trying to cross and not being allowed.
So then they didn't come in. So then they didn't come in. So they didn't flood in because they didn't come in because they weren't allowed to come in. So they weren't allowed to come in. No, you said that the Biden administration, made it easier for them to come in. You said 30 million. Now between gotaways and inadmissibles, you're saying it's 3.5 million. You need to show me how an inadmissible would count. Show me how an inadmissible would count if they're not allowed in. It's so silly. It's so fucking stupid. 3.2 million, including gotaways, which you don't know how to estimate or how they calculate them. You didn't know the three versions of encounters. I would like you to show me. You made the claim. You made the claim. I know you can't hear me right now. You made the claim that Biden's policies made 30 million people come over. Yeah, you're going to hang up. 30 million people come over. You have now conceded that to say 3.2 million gotaways, which we were going to go over, but you can't because you're upset. And inadmissibles. Inadmissibles meaning they weren't allowed in. So if the Biden administration allowed them in, but the inadmissibles were high, meaning they didn't allow them in, which one is it? Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
All right, I apologize. 1 second. Let me turn off your stream. Hi, this is Leo. I am from Florida. I am 27 years old. Just for clarification, I am an immigrant from Iraq. I came here when I was 12 years old.
Cool. Did you vote for Trump? Do you have your ability to vote?
Yes, I do.
Oh, cool.
I am a citizen. I'm a naturalized citizen.
And you voted for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Originally, and still am, I have very liberal values. All right. I support legalization of marijuana. I support women's ability for their abortion, their rights, and all that.
Okay.
I'm very non-aggressive, and I would say kind of supportive of LGBTQ and all that. It's not part of my life, but I don't mind all that.
Sure, but however, you don't care about other people's business. Sure.
Well, yeah, I don't. Not really.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, the left has dragged us all out. Every person that has been a central for their whole life, having multiple opinions. In a way, we were hand-forced to pick Trump, and I have a lot of qualms with what he's doing. There's a lot of stuff that I don't like that he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
However, at the same time, as an immigrant myself, and as someone who speaks Arabic,
Sure.
I have lived in liberal cities, and I have seen all the corruption, the fraud, the lies, illegal immigrants, people surpassing their visas.
Are you an adult?
Staying over.
Are you an adult?
I am. Yeah, I am.
Do adults take accountability for their own actions as adults?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so then don't blame other people for being forced to vote for Trump. You made a choice. It was a choice that you made. Now, how do you see?
Oh no,
How do you
no,
see?
I'm not blaming
You
other
did.
people.
You said it was
I'm
only
not
the only
blaming other
choice we were
people. I'm
given.
not
You
blaming other
absolutely
people.
did.
It's the narrative. It's the narrative of the left, and you're being aggressive towards me right now as
Cry
well.
about it. Write in your diary about it later. It's fine. Can you show me where
Right.
you have
See,
seen the fraud and corruption? No, because I don't like adults who
oh
don't take
yeah. I'll tell
accountability.
you. I'll tell
Sure.
you. You want to hear it, or are you going to
I would like it
interrupt
with
me
factual
and then...
evidence and not your fifis or anecdotal experience. I would like actual facts behind it. Yeah.
Okay, so the amount of illegal immigrants you were talking about before I called in,
Yep.
the 30 million he talked about, 30 million is an inflated number.
It's a
10
lie.
million is
Yeah.
the real thing, and those
Oh.
are the encounters, right? The
And what
encounters.
is an encounter?
So an encounter is a police officer or a border patrol agent encountering someone who's illegal, right? Inside of the country, either here or
No,
at the border.
actually, no.
Could be turnaways. Could be no. Factually, you can look it up. Right?
No, but they
And there's a
also
lot of them that have been re-released into the
encounter
United
people
States
with legal
pending.
status. So,
Right.
No.
Well, no, those are illegal encounters. I'm not talking about legal encounters. There's 10 point
Where
something
does
million
where does CBP
illegal
differentiate?
encounters.
Where does CBP differentiate?
Well, sorry, what was the abbreviation you just said? I can't hear you.
Where does CBP differentiate between, especially in apprehensions, where do they differentiate between a legal versus an illegal citizen or immigrant? Excuse me.
Here, one moment. All right. All right, here we go. The House Committee on Budget. Let's see.
Sure.
Under President Biden's watch, there has been
No.
over 8 million
What's the
immigrant
title? Yes.
encounters
Okay. Hold on,
nationwide.
because I knew you were going to do this. Is why I chuckled when you said it. House Committee on Budget. What's the title? Because this is just going to be testimony and not statistical fact. But let's go ahead. House Committee on Budget. What's the title of that testimony?
The title, here we go. One moment. The Biden's border bust.
Oh, this is going to be. This is
You can
super
go watch. It's
objective.
all right.
This is
Listen,
super objective. The Biden border
fine,
bust.
Fine.
The Biden border bust.
Fine.
Biden's
You don't
border
like- you don't like the
blunder is
title,
what you
you
mean because
wanna-
you couldn't say it right. What did they source? Let's see. We love doing this. Biden's border blunder. What did they source? 307% increase. There's not a source here. Known gotaways. There's not a source. Where are they getting this information from? Last month. What's this one? Southwest land border encounters. Okay. Were stopped. Where is the release? They didn't show where immigrants were released in that. They didn't source that. That's interesting. Cost
Okay,
of
all right,
immigrants.
listen.
Oh, they cited FAIR.
hold on,
I'm
one moment,
shocked. They
Moni.
cited a far-right organization that does not actually cite their fucking sources. They just make shit up. On the mediabiasfactcheck.org, they are so far-right and so corrupt that they don't
Moni,
actually do it. No, you're citing bullshit. So give me facts.
I just want to ask you a question. Is your goal out of this to insult people or call them dumb for voting for Trump, or is it to convert people's opinions, or at least try to have a conversation?
My goal is for you guys to critique the information you believe to be true, because I don't think you guys look up anything.
Okay.
That's why you're looking it up on the fly right
besides
now.
Information.
That's why you're looking it up on the fly right now, because you don't look it up. You just believe it.
Hold on. As regular Americans, forget about the information. Our daily experience in life, does that hold no value?
No, because you could be lying. I don't know you from
I
Adam. You
lying.
could be
Okay,
lying.
no. Forget about my experience. The country as a whole.
What
we
about
have seen this around. We have seen it around.
We've seen what around?
If we are just a little bit intellectually honest, right?
Intellectually honest would be with facts. Intellectually honest would be with facts that you can't bring to me. No, you guys want to do.
Just hold on.
My gut says.
Moni, I'm not trying to fight you here. Why are you yelling?
Because you're just giving me bullshit. You're spinning me bullshit. You're blowing
I'm
hot
not
air
giving
up
you
my
bullshit.
ass.
Just hold on. I'm not trying to bullshit you at all.
Give me facts then.
You haven't let me
Give
talk.
me facts then.
All you want is numbers, and the only numbers you accept are from liberal sides.
No.
So how does that work?
Are
How does that work?
CBP and DHS
every
liberal
fact
sites?
you want?
Are DHS and CBP liberal sites?
Every fact you
Are
want,
DHS
you want
and
it verified
CBP
by
liberal
somebody on your
sites?
side.
Are CBP and DHS liberal sites?
No.
Okay, so what I asked you to find me was to show me on CBP's page where they differentiate their apprehensions from legal and illegal status. That's what you were supposed to show me, and we went on this diatribe about Biden's border blunder and fair. So I'm not asking for a liberal source. I am asking for you to source what you said, which is that CBP differentiates apprehensions on legal and illegal status.
Okay, what are you looking at? So I can look at it too.
They don't do that. So your claim was that they do.
They don't do that.
No, show me that they do. Show me
so
where
we're arguing about something that doesn't exist.
Yes, because you brought it up. You said under nationwide encounters that they differentiate status illegal apprehension. Show me that.
I was saying that 30 million number.
Do you not think that they? Do you think that they? Do you? Apprehensions count.
Hold on. All I said was 10 million.
No,
I didn't.
Apprehensions count as an encounter, correct?
Okay.
Do you think that they apprehend? Do you think that they apprehend immigrants with legal status?
No.
Show me that. Again, that is what I'm asking you to source me.
Wait.
Source me.
They apprehend with legal or illegal status?
Both.
No, with legal status, why would they apprehend them?
Because how do they know if they have legal status or not until after they are apprehended?
Oh, you're talking about people that are not carrying ID or not carrying anything.
No.
Just random people they picked up with no ID.
I'm saying people who get picked up, apprehended at the border, who then later show that they have legal status and are released, or they apply for asylum, which is legal, and are released. Are those counted in apprehension numbers? I
would guess probably.
Okay, so again, the encounters do not necessarily dictate how many illegals, quote unquote, came over because we apprehend. No, they do not.
I'm not trying to argue the number is correct. You're not understanding.
Yes, you are. That was the whole point of this. Yes, you are. You said 10 million. You said
he was pulling that number out of his ass, the 30 million.
You said 10 million. You said 10 million, and you're basing it on encounters.
10 million is a number that you can actually find online.
From where?
Everywhere.
Show me one place.
Encounters, that's it. I didn't say they were illegal. I didn't say they were in the country.
Exactly. We're going in a fucking circle. You said encounters, correct? 10 million.
No, but you've been yelling, that's why.
You said encounters, 10 million, correct?
You didn't even give me a chance to talk.
You said encounters, 10 million, correct?
Encounters, yes.
And then we
why
went
are you stuck on the immigration?
Because that's what we're talking about, you crybaby bitch. We then talked about the three separate things. Then, because I have to now walk. I have to hold your hand. I now have to hold your hand and walk you through what the fuck we were just talking about, because apparently you don't remember. You said 10 million in regards to encounters.
I know what we're talking about. I know
I'm
we're talking about immigration. You said 10 million. You asked me why I voted for Trump.
You said 10 million in regards to encounters. So then we had to talk about what three things define an encounter. And we talked about that. And I said apprehensions are not always illegal people. And you said, yes, they differentiate. I asked you to find me a source where. You then brought up to me Biden's border blunder through the House committee that cited fair, that isn't real. And so I asked you are apprehensions just legal or illegal immigrants? And you said, no, I would assume it's both. So then what the fuck are we talking about? Because it wouldn't be 10 million if apprehensions include legal immigrants. Got it? Okay.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Cool.
So hold on, let's see. From the fiscal year 2021, 2024, they encountered approximately 11 million nationwide encounters. Individuals who lack necessary documents to enter the U.S.
Where are you reading that from?
The total numbers encounters since 21.
Where are you reading that from?
This is just a Google
AI overview. So click. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So click. Cool. Click the fucking sources.
I'm reading it. Listen.
Don't read Google AI overview.
You want to hunker down on the immigration thing, so I'll hunker down with you.
That's what you fucking said you supported as an immigrant. Google AI
CBP carried out 4.7 million expulsions, deportations, or other repatriations during that period.
That's going to be
right?
That's going to be.
Of course.
Cite me that.
So there was people rejected at the border.
Cite me that.
Okay, that's right.
Cite me that. You are citing Google AI overview. Google AI will cite Reddit.
BBC.
That was what?
That was from BBC. How many immigrants crossed the border at the southern border?
I know what this one is. It's citing fucking encounters again.
All right. I know it is encounters, but you want to get stuck on the immigration. You asked me why I like Trump.
Encounters encompass legal immigrants, right?
Yeah, I don't care about that subject.
Oh, yes, because you lost it. You brought it up,
All
dummy.
I said was that guy pulled the 30 million encounter out of his ass.
I agree, and you said it, but it's not 10 million illegal immigrants because you're counting legal
not
immigrants in
illegal
that
immigrants.
number.
How many times do I have to repeat myself?
You are counting legal immigrants in that number. It is not 10 million.
I'm not counting anything. I'm telling you, it's just encounters, legal or illegal. It doesn't matter.
Cool.
It's just encounters. All right.
And that means what to me then?
30 million is bullshit.
Okay. So then why does the president lie about it?
I'm not talking about immigration.
So why does the president lie about it?
I'm not talking about immigration.
What are you talking about then?
I told you, I don't like a lot of things he does.
Cool. Don't vote for him. But you came up initially. Thank you, trademark. W trademark for the swan. Hold on, let me do this.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
You came up and said we were kind of just given that choice. No, you had a choice. You were an adult. You made a choice. You don't like what he's doing now? Speak out against him like I do.
I need an adultier adult.
Yes.
Okay? That's not what I'm here to be, so don't ask me, guys. I know y'all like to assume
But
that
you're
I'm
my
the adult
boss.
in the
You're
room.
supposed to help me.
I was like, you're the adult in the room. What do you
I'm
want
not.
to do?
I am absolutely not the adult in the room. What are y'all talking about? I'm literally using... So, y'all know what wall putty is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or mounting putty?
Mm-hmm.
I was calling it tacky. Yeah, I was
Like
calling it like
tacky?
poster board tacky. Because
Like
that's all I remember it being used for was freaking poster boards or freaking band poster. And I'm like, I need some of this tacky. And Paulie's looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I call
But
it
when I order it and it gets here and it's wall putty, he's like, oh, why didn't you say that? I'm not an adult.
I always
It's
say
here.
that.
I have to put something behind me now, right? Something new behind me. And let me make sure I got this right. And this was in the room previously.
Guys, don't forget I have 8-5 left on my goal. You guys hit 100,000 likes. I'm so fucking proud of you with 30 minutes left. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you for doing that. If we could start like a $1 train or a $2 train and hit my goal, that would be wonderful as well. I would appreciate it. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
The Jews are behind it all.
Okay. All right, so now I can get to actually playing this video where Chip Roy talks about the fact that his own chief of staff had issues trying to get her real ID when Virginia instituted it, and she's going to have to go back to the DMV twice. Again, reminder from before that phone call that under the Save America Act, real ID in and of itself would not be enough for you to register to vote because non-citizens can also get real ID, and there are real IDs that do not show your U.S. citizenship. So it would not be enough. But this is Chip Roy caught in that phone call.
The SAVE Act is obviously critically important. The problem we have is we've got some folks out there that are trying to stir the pot on this, allegation that it somehow is a barrier for married women to be able to vote because they've, got to deal with getting IDs with name changes and all those things. Although, frankly, I'm trying not to elevate the issue too much.
So it is an issue. He's admitting it's an issue. He's just not trying to elevate it or talk about it.
Chief of staff had to go get a new ID in Virginia. Virginia's adopted the real ID system. So she had to go through a bunch of hoops. She's going to have to go back to the DMV twice because they want the paperwork for it. That's just part of the issue with how we try to set up the ability to identify people. But there's no barriers at all to married women being able to vote.
Except obviously there is, even for your chief of staff. Why
No
would you
barriers,
think I would allow you to call again?
No barriers, but she had a barrier, but it's not real because she's a woman. And oh my god,
they're admitting it.
So that's all they know how to do.
Yeah, is admit the shit and for the Trump supporters to still glaze them. It's interesting. I don't get it.
What else you got for us today? Because before you went live, I was just like, I got taken down into a MAGA live because I was following Casso. And he normally doesn't go into MAGA lives. So I was like, this should be interesting. So I need a...
Nunya, you said save your money and get a passport. I would agree just for your safety. But again, we do have our, as you well know, I know you're friendly, our trans sisters, brothers, and non-binary siblings are going to have issue with that now because of this administration. So, and passports are expensive. Did he run or get re-dropped? Who?
I don't know what you're
that
talking
last
about.
person? Actually. The last person got dropped. The phone number I just blocked was the person who was being anti-Semitic.
It's all this bitch problem, bruh. Stop.
Yeah. I have an entire thing on Iran that I do not have time to cover, so we will get into that tomorrow. I'm surprised nobody has played it about Netanyahu, even though Trump has talked about the fact that there's a deal, or there's talks of a deal, right? So he could do his market manipulation. Israel came out and was like, I don't give a fuck. We're going to keep bombing Iran and Lebanon. So I have a video on that.
Oh,
I have a bunch in
and
regards to Iran.
and Israel is wanting to push further into Lebanon.
Correct.
And take over territory.
Like boots on the ground push in.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna go through this other stuff that I do have time for. So let's go through some of the stuff in the economy. This is gonna gross everybody out, and I'm so sorry for that. But do remember, I love the Lord. I promise this is the economy. I promise this was in my economy section. This is Agriculture Secretary Rollins. Who's going to talk about the fact that it has been found through studies, because a lot of people test drove 4-day work weeks during COVID. They test drove that. And studies have found that it actually increases production. It's a lot more efficient to do 4-day work weeks. She's going to come out and say that, quote, the American dream is not 4-day work weeks. But she's also going to include God and also blaspheme at the same time. So let's listen closely.
I want to ask you about something else that's getting a lot of attention online this weekend in terms of the disruption from Epic Fury. There's this thing in Fortune. It says, COVID-19 gave us hybrid work. The Iran war might give us a 3-day weekend. That's because as Sri Lanka, the Philippines, and Pakistan move to a 4-day work week because of the war in Iran, experts say we're the closest we've ever been to a permanent, shorter work week. What do you think about that?
Well, this is the first time hearing of it, but Peter, I have to say, this is America. We are workers. We believe in the dignity of work. It is a biblical foundation. Under no circumstances can imagine President Trump, the ultimate worker, right? The 7-day-a-week worker, making sure that again, we've got America. We're returning the American dream to all corners of our country. I can't imagine a scenario where we'd say, oh, everyone just stay home a couple more days. We're only going to work a couple days. Listen, this economy, the infrastructure that's being built, the recalibration of the tariff regime, putting America first over the last year, the 18 new trade deals, the reshoring of our manufacturing, the support of our farmers in rural America, again, is unprecedented. And what that means is more work and better work and higher paid work and the opportunity for all Americans to really have a shot at the American dream. The American dream does not include a 4-day work week from my perspective, at least.
And we're both working on Sunday, so I think that tracks.
Amen.
Here.
Absolutely.
You're not supposed to work on Sunday.
No, that's the whole thing. Like that. When did the Sabbath become Sunday? Because that's always been Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. So like for one, y'all are doing it wrong from the start. You're supposed to be off on Saturdays and going to your fucking tabernacle.
Because Sunday is for church. It's for serving God.
Yeah, it's so dumb. Like there's a reason. Like 5-day work week is actually the bare minimum, like per your fucking Bible Jesus. Also, just because you're fucking salary, that does not mean you work 7 days a week. High salary, I do whatever the fuck I want. I'm kidding.
You disagree with God, Adi. How dare you? But the American dream doesn't include a 4-day work week. According to who? Who wrote the law on the American dream in our Constitution?
Oh, like where does it say that?
It doesn't. Well, unfortunately, let's listen to more of her, and she's gonna lie about prices. This freeze frame is terrible. I didn't do it. It's the video where it starts.
On food prices, this is a temporary conflict. The president has said that. There shouldn't be really a food price increase, at least for the long term. Over the last year, we've brought almost all food prices down with a couple of outliers, but dairy's down, cheese down, fruits down, vegetables are down, a lot of the proteins are down, and we expect that trend to continue as we continue to invest in rural America, bring the cost of labor down, bring the cost of inflation down, work to bring the cost of inputs down, while opening up these world markets to our farmers, which were closed under the last administration.
And
no, you haven't brought prices down.
I just realized who that is. That's the same lady that says that you can feed yourself with a piece of chicken, a piece of broccoli, and fucking, what was it? Tortilla?
Yeah.
Like singular
Tortilla and something else, remember? And something else, whatever that is.
I assume minute rice because
Wazcat says, I am a joke. Most businesses are open 7 days a week. Yeah, she's citing the Bible, so that would be blasphemous for your business to be open 7 days a week.
And we're not a religious country, which is why technically it's not blasphemous.
Right.
And
But according to her, she's the one who said biblical. Came out of her fucking mouth. But it's fine, because we're going to give Russia more money. I gotta go find the other clip, too, where he talks about Iran. Because why the fuck would you pay, or why would you allow money to funnel into a country you're fighting? Don't understand it. But here's him in regards to removing sanctions on Russian oil so that Russia can have more money.
All right, let's talk about the Russian oil, which you just raised. The administration did ease oil sanctions on Russia earlier this month. You had initially...
Every time.
Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
I am Jason from Ohio. I'm 36.
Did you vote for
I'm
Trump?
Jason calling from Ohio. I'm 36. There's a mad echo on this.
Are you still listening to the stream in the background?
It could be. Let me turn that one on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't vote for Trump, but I certainly support him now.
Who did you vote for?
Probably I voted for Kamala, and I feel so ashamed.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
It was a total waste, total mistake.
Yeah.
Because Kamala obviously didn't have America's interests in mind. She had like this whole copyright, Democrat, far left, socialist
I wish.
paper, right?
Where
that
was
she's just going off.
what if
She
Kamala's policies
She was
was
running
socialist?
off of whatever they wanted her to do.
Uh-huh.
She wasn't actually running a campaign for
Yeah.
America's
Can
interest.
you name me something
the
that was in
world.
her policy that she was running on?
Open borders, I think she was talking about
Yeah,
that.
no, she definitely was doing that. That's true. Yeah.
Right.
What
no,
else was
the-
she running on that was super far left that was actually in what she
Well,
released?
you see, when I voted for her,
Uh-huh.
I didn't really care about what she was doing
Yeah.
because I was a never Trumper.
Okay.
But that all changed for me when Charlie Kirk was
JD
assassinated
Vance.
by
JD Vance,
by
is that
tranny
you?
lover.
JD Vance, your couch
and-
is gonna miss you.
Oh, you're gonna come.
Anyway, okay, let's play this one, and then I found the other one.
I just want to say I believe him about as much as I believe that the dog didn't fart when she stares at her own butt.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's fucking. He's lying. No, you don't say.
defended imposing those sanctions, calling Russian exports, quote, oil that funds the Russian war machine. If the point of the sanctions was to stop funding the Russian war machine, why is the administration effectively rewarding Russia now?
Again, Kristen, you're missing the point. Which is better? Does Russia get more money if oil goes to 150 and they get 70% of that, that's 105, or if oil stays below 100? So they're getting less money. Our analysis shows,
They wouldn't get any money because there's a sanction on buying it from them.
Well, I mean, the sanction just imposes fines on the country
that they'd have to pay.
Yeah, they'd have to pay, and there was also a moratorium on Russian oil that they couldn't sell it above whatever the market value was,
Right.
or at market value.
Right.
That was $60 a barrel, and of course that was back in 2022. It's just like y'all, like yes, in the lifting of the sanctions, like. What that actually means is that moratorium that you couldn't, like, Russia could not sell a European Union or a NATO country at or above market price is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Hi, Blue.
Hello. Mark 631. Come away by yourselves to a desolate place and rest a while. Hebrews chapter 4 9 through 10. There remains then a Sabbath rest for the people of God. For anyone who enters God's rest also rests from their works, just as God did from his. There's multiple others, but
Yeah.
also in Leviticus, there's a literal Sabbath year.
No.
There's
Lies.
you take a year off of
People
plowing
do
the
that.
fields.
Yeah, well, people do that, don't they now? They still do. You take a Sabbath. You can take a religious Sabbath from your job and go off for a year, and the deacon is preaching. We'll let Besant finish here.
Also shows that the maximum extra amount that Russia could get would be $2 billion, which is 1 day of the Russian Federation's budget.
But understood, but they wouldn't have gotten any of that with the sanctions in place.
I don't know. Whoever's
But would they have gotten any of that in place?
Whoever does your research, you should get rid of, because they were getting it. It was going into China. China was buying over 90% of the Russian oil, and it was.
But what's the point of sanctions if not to punish Russia, if not to punish countries?
Again, we have no ability to do that to China. If China wants to be a bad actor, but we were substantially able to degrade their exports. Their exports have dropped about 25% when the rest of the world isn't buying it. So exports are down, but there was a lifeline into China. Now we've opened up that to everyone else.
Okay, just to be clear, though, you did defend imposing those sanctions in the first place. Let me ask.
Just to be clear, it is a maximum of $2 billion. So let's have good framing on this.
Okay, let's talk about.
They put a max on how much they can buy. That's $2 billion that they get to sell at or above market price because you got rid of the sanctions.
Congratulations. And now she's going to ask him about Iran. Here, actually, yeah, this one's better.
How dare you? I can't believe you just said Iran that way. Like, what is actually wrong with you?
Iran. Here, where now Kristen Welker is asking, okay, but now you're also removing sanctions and allowing Iran to sell their oil. We are now actively giving, I think the estimation was it would be about $14 billion if they sold this oil. We are just effectively opening the gates to give them $14 billion to a country we are actively fighting, which doesn't make any sense.
Is the U.S. helping to fund a country that it's currently at war with, Mr. Secretary?
Again, Kristen, why don't we have good facts here? That Iranian oil was always going to be sold to the Chinese. It was going to be sold at a discount. So which is better, Kristen? Which is better? If oil prices spiked to $150 and they were getting 70% of that, or oil prices below 100, it's better to have them where they are now. And to be clear,
but even that would take time. You removing the sanctions doesn't immediately drop the oil price. It will start to, and it is now. I think it's at 91 when I looked this morning for crude oil. But you're still giving them money. Yeah, maybe not at a heightened rate, but they are still getting money. Not giving them, excuse us, not us. But you are still allowing them to get money. A country we are actively supposed to be at war with.
we had always planned for this contingency. About 140 million barrels are out on the water. In essence, we are jujitsuing the Iranians. We're using their own oil against them.
How?
We have a much better line of sight, to be clear, at Treasury when this oil goes to, if it goes to Indonesia, if it goes to Japan, if it goes to Korea, we have a much better line of sight and are able to block accounts that the oil goes into. When it goes into China, it completely gets recycled. So to be clear, that 14 billion number is grossly overstated.
It's not.
Right? I just want to let you guys know, I know jujitsu and about 40 other dangerous words, okay?
40 other dangerous words. Put that over here. My God. But it'll be fine. The economy will be fine because with everything else that's going on, the CEO of NVIDIA is going to make us feel better about our jobs. I'm sure that's what he's going to do, right? Right?
It is the case that the technology will dislocate and will eliminate many tasks, and because it will automate it. If your job is the task, if your job is the task, then you're very highly going to be disrupted. If your
and by disrupted, he means fired.
Job's purpose includes certain tasks, then it's vital that you go learn how to use AI to automate those tasks. And then there's the world of spectrum in between.
And fuck those people and their jobs, I guess. JD, that made me laugh so hard. I know Kung Fu. In Keanu's voice. Which I don't have, but I know I saw one of our friends in Audie's Discord just post about it. There is a Fortune article about how the Treasury is insolvent. So that's great. Love that. Love that for us.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
Placenta.
Blackout, how are you today?
Oh, I'm sorry. I accidentally. Hey, friend. I accidentally requested. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. I will drop you back down. I appreciate you.
Hi, bestie.
We went to high school together.
Oh, I love that. Well, thanks for making an appearance. We love that. I appreciate it.
See, Naga, I have friends.
Friends, it's crazy.
You ain't got no friends. What the fuck you talking about? Why you have people like that?
Like we ain't up here already. Okay.
I don't know you. These are acquaintances. I'm sorry.
We're gonna.
I'm gonna say this, and don't take offense, guys. You're not real until you're real.
Wow. I can't afford to go to New York.
So until I see you in person, just yet, you're not quite real. Listen, Moni, I will, I'm already like, hey, mute to YouTube for a second.
Hold on. Okay. Oh, wait. Can they hear? Yeah. Huh? Yeah, come back.
Come back.
You can unmute.
Okay. So I'm gonna play. I played it yesterday, but I'm gonna play Harry Enton from yesterday talking about independence. Because again, I don't think you guys realize without independence, you don't win elections. And guess what? Independents are not happy. Hi, babe. What's up?
Hi. No! So, Blue, what Bible are you looking at?
Oh, damn.
Oh, my God.
The realest one.
You got to take out your Trump Bible and go to Donald John 1-6.
Donald John 1-6 is crazy.
It's going to be thou shalt not
on TikTok that
thou shalt not work less than 7 days if the deal maker is working 7 days. Hey, hold on. Hold on. Last words.
Nah, that's definitely
homeboy needs to keep El Salvador out of his mouth.
Homeboy.
Because we like papusas in this house. Papusas.
Papusas.
We do love papusas. We don't buy oil from Iran. I never claimed we did, Ronald.
Famous last words. I mean,
keep up, Ronald.
Yeah, I never claimed we did. I'm just claiming that other countries will give them that money to use to fight us.
Ronald.
As we send troops to Karg Island this week. All right, here's Harry Enton, our Red Bull good boy, baby boy retriever.
He's the leader of the pack, or last in the pack, when it comes to 21st century presidents and how Americans are viewing him on the economy, at least among independents. Look at this. 21st century presidents, economic net approval ratings at this point in term 2 among independents. Trump is...
Oh my God. They said the same CNN host that voted Democrats at a 19% approval rating. Yeah, James, he did. You know why? Because he sources it. I can know you guys don't. It's in the corner every single time, right here. He sources the polls, which is what I have next that I'm going to get into because you guys are not smart.
48 points underwater. Just 1 in 4 independents say that they approve of the job that he is doing when it comes to the economy. His net approval rating on the economy among independents, twice as bad as Barack Obama's was at this point, who was 25 points underwater, and double digits worse than George W. Bush was among independents, according to CBS News at this point when it comes to the economy. Look, these are numbers that if I were a Republican running for Congress, I would be shaking in place
In my boot.
because there's
Oh.
really nowhere to
I know.
hide if you're a Republican
Fuck that
running for
up.
Congress and President Trump is in this bad a shape among independents and Americans overall when it comes to the economy. Jessica, on it be.
Hubbub, I cannot. Thou shalt not wear cheap, properly sized shoes in the cabinet.
No, no.
Only shoes that don't fit.
Yeah.
So here's Mike Waltz. If you guys don't remember, Mike Waltz was he? What was his position now before? I remember when he got moved to. Was he like in national security?
He worked under the DOD.
Oh, he was under the DOD. Hold on. Let's go to his wiki page. We can find it.
What is it, Witkoff?
I just
want
to let y'all know.
Witkoff is the special envoy.
Wait, which Mike is this one?
Waltz. Mike Waltz. Steve Witkoff is who you're talking about.
He was national security advisor.
Deputy national security. Was he?
Ooh, fancy.
Did you know Mike
interim.
was
Interim.
Sorry, go ahead. Did you know Mike Wazowski was not in the Trump cabinet?
Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski? Yeah.
I couldn't spell Mike Waltz. Wazowski.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was
Anyway.
aware that Mike Wazowski wasn't in.
I was confused. I remember never mind.
But Mike Waltz fell on the sword for the fact that a journalist was included in the Signal chat, that was Signal Gate, where they talked about their plans to bomb Iran in Midnight Hammer. Subsequently, he was moved to be ambassador for the UN. He, however, is here talking, and he's going to cite the poll that I played for you guys from Harry Enton last week, which was that people who identify as MAGA, 100% of them approve of Donald Trump. I'm not shocked because you guys are in a cult. But the problem is that Mike Waltz here is going to say I have a slew, meaning more than one poll that say his approval in general is 100%. I ask you, again like I do every time I bring up my polling section of an outline, find me multiple polls, find me one where the general population, that is regular people, not people who identify as MAGA, where he has an over 50% approval rating. Bet you can't.
The administration hasn't convinced, we've seen it in our polling, the majority of Americans that this war was necessary. 66% of Americans believe conflict with Iran is a war of choice. 60% disapprove of the U.S. taking military action against Iran. 57% of Americans think the conflict is going very or somewhat badly. How do you tell the American people they're wrong?
Well, I could quote a whole slew of polls that show, for example, self-described MAGA Republicans give the president a 100% approval rating. A majority say the number one job of the commander-in-chief is to keep Americans safe. I can point here to an NBC poll. 90% of Republicans, broader Republicans, support Trump's effort to destroy Iran's nuclear capability.
You're in a cult. We understand. We've got it. Anything else?
And I have to point out that no one should be surprised here. President Trump has said Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. 2016 campaign, 2020 campaign. Since 2024, he's said it 74 times out in the public space.
But if he is going to commit any kind of ground troops or boots on the ground, don't you think he needs to persuade the majority of American people, not just his base?
I think the president will keep all options on the table to secure these objectives. And as a veteran, as a parent, I thank God he's not kicking the can like so many administrations have for 50 years until this is a catastrophic problem where we have very limited options to deal with, much less an entire Middle East potentially awash in nukes.
So you'd rather send people, our own service members, to fight. Okay, got it. Gross, but sure. Okay. How do I want to... All right. We're going to end it. We're going to end it on some funny. Cuz I like to. This is the director of NASA. Try to be an adult. Try to be adults. We don't make fun of the way people look. We're better than that, but this is Jared Isaacman talking about their plans. Guys, remember, we are going to build a base on the moon. I'm going to build a base on the moon. So this is Jared Isaacman, the director of NASA, talking about it, but he's going to call it Trump's moon base.
Okay, so today is an event we're calling Ignition at NASA headquarters. This is where we align the NASA workforce, industry, all of our international and commercial partners, and really the space-loving community on how we're going to achieve President Trump's national space policy. This means returning to the moon, picking up where Apollo 17 left off, but this time when we go back to stay. We're going to build President Trump's moon base. We're going to make investments in the next giant leap capabilities. So today we're going to talk about a first-of-its-kind interplanetary spaceship, nuclear-powered, to deliver a very exciting scientific payload to Mars. We're going to talk about the orbital economy in low Earth orbit. We're going to talk about more exciting missions of science and discovery.
We're going to build Trump's moon base. So, since I'm a very serious person, I'm very serious, guys. I promise. We're going to build Trump's moon base.
That's no moon. It's a space station. Too big to be a space station.
Okay, before I get copyrighted, I'm taking it up. Building Trump's moon base. Shocker, it's the Death Star.
Wait, I didn't get anything. What?
Now you know he's gonna have to put his name on it, so it'll be the Trump star.
No, ew, in gold letters, in space.
Mm-hmm. The whole thing will be gold.
I hate it so much.
The entire thing will be gold.
It's probably going to reflect so much that like it will beam off of the sun onto Earth and like light us on fire like a magnifying glass. I think that's what's going to happen.
Number one, spoiler alert. And number two, I didn't hear any of them.
Ma'am, that movie has been out since the 80s.
I thought you were going to yell at me about the hearing joke.
No, I knew that was coming. Everybody was going to.
Guys, I'm funny.
70s. I'm sorry. 70s. You're right. 1977. You're right. You're right. The aliens will be reporting that base to the space HOA. It's crazy. Justin said, spoiler alert for Star Wars? Yeah, you missed the train on that one. I can't wait to tell you about the Titanic.
Wait, you mean it doesn't turn away from the iceberg?
No, I mean, it doesn't turn itself around overnight. It's going to take time.
So here's my joke real quick, okay? I bet even with ears that big, he still doesn't listen to his wife and forgets the grocery list.
Definitely.
My God, Audie.
I mean, she's got a point.
I said be nice.
We were about his wife.
His satellite. I mean, he is in charge of NASA, so he does know a lot about satellite dishes.
Y'all, leave that man alone. He ain't did nothing to y'all.
Oh yeah, really let's look at him up. I bet he's a terrible person. Let's look him up.
How do you look up his name, Monica?
Big-eared NASA man. That's not what I put. I put his real name. Jared Isaacman. Isaacman commanded Inspiration 4, the first all-civilian spaceflight using SpaceX Crew Dragon Resilience. He's the founder of Shift4 Payments, a payment processor. Founder of Draken International, which provides adversary training to the U.S., British, and other NATO air forces. He's worth about $1.4 billion.
You don't say.
I'm shocked. Let's see.
They were being nice, Blue.
They're not. It's even worse. I'm messaging you, Olive. I'm not going to say it on live.
No.
Wow.
That's not why we said it, though. I didn't know until after. Okay. Okay, he did. Okay. In 2021, he financed the first all-civilian mission to orbit to benefit St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Isaacman commanded the 3-day spaceflight and raised over $250 million for St. Jude, pledging over $125 million of his own money. I'll take that. Good job, Jared. He's still building a base for Trump.
Yeah, Jared.
He also donated $10 million of the U.S. Space and Rocket Center, the U.S. Space and Rocket Center, the Huntsville, Alabama Museum and Education Center that offers Space Camp, which Isaacman attended as a child. He donated $10 million in 2021 to the National Naval Aviation Museum Foundation in honor of Navy pilot Dale Snodgrass. Isaacman made another donation to the center in 2025, giving $15 million to fund programs for students and a new dormitory for Space Camp. Cool. Don't build that for Trump.
The Trump star.
The Trump star. It's going to be cold. I hate it here. I don't like it. Oliver, are you going live?
I am going to try.
I'm gonna try. We're going to give it the good old college try.
I'm going to give it the college try or whatever the fuck they say. But, you know, at least my degree isn't in home economics. Okay.
It's true.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Here come the men in black. All right, I've got to go. I can't do this anymore. Oh my God. I love you, Blue. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Thank you guys so much for your support. Do or do not. There is no try. This is true. I could quote Star Wars all day. I love Star Wars. I will go on a rant. I will go on a rant. They were so close. To doing the storyline of balance within the Force, of accepting the dark with the light. They were so fucking close. And they decided to blow it up for some stupid fucking storyline. I can't. Anyway, thank you, Juicy Juice Godfrey. Thank you, Jason. Let me go through here. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Sam. And thank you to, I think it's just Scotty in here, right? Nick and Scotty, thank you guys so much for your support today. I appreciate you every single day for supporting me. Olive is going to go live. We are going to go Monty raid Olive. Make sure you guys are doing all the good things to support here. I know we didn't even get halfway with my goal here, but let's see if we can complete hers. I know that we can do that, so let's make sure we're supporting. Check her gift gallery, see if there's some things you can help with that. Again, Trademark. Thank you, Trademark and Trisha. Thank you for hitting gift goals on TikTok today. I appreciate you guys so much for that. I will be back tomorrow, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, whatever time that is for you. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Make sure you guys are taking breaks, spending time with friends and family. This is a lot. It's a lot of mess, which is why I try to end on funny shit. And yeah, I do appreciate that. So, and appreciate the support, but I want you guys to take care of yourselves as well. So make sure we're doing that. So let's go raid Olive. Go Monty raid Olive. I love y'all, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.